Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad and Josh. It's Combine Weekend. And
I was like, oh my gosh, he's doing it. He's going for it.
you gotta get hyped, man. This is the first real football stuff that we can like.
Is it though? I mean, is it though?
But
I hate the Combine.
Okay, I get that you hate the Combine.
I hate it.
But we get to see stuff. We get to hear about all the dumb questions they ask these players and if your mom's a hooker and stuff like that.
There was one dude, so I was reading earlier today, not to give you guys too many spoiler alerts, but there was a guy who was asked if he had 2 testicles.
I mean,
another dude got into a staring contest with the Jets or like the Packers or someone. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, they had a stare off.
Yeah.
Have
you heard about the questions they ask? Are you a dog person or a cat person?
And that tells you what you need to know about people?
Some teams it works.
Yeah. All right.
That's the Combine, though. I mean, we finally got some, we get to see what these college players have been doing since college ended.
That's true.
My biggest thing with the Combine is if they fail the drug test. They know they're getting drug tested at the Combine. And you fail the drug, because we've seen players throughout that show up at the Combine and fail the drug test.
Because they're real dumb.
I mean, you can say what you want about marijuana and all that stuff, and if it should be legal and not legal. You know you're getting tested for it.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I'm actually, it doesn't matter what side of the fence I'm on. What matters is that federal law is federal law.
Yeah. Okay.
And if it's a law for your job.
Yeah. No, all I'm saying is they're going to test you for it, so you know to.
Yeah, don't be stupid.
Keep it clean.
Don't be stupid.
These players, they all train for the 40. Like, they train to run a 40.
Which is embarrassing when they don't do well.
Yeah, but they just train to run. Like, some of them may not train to run, but you see the ones that have the track background from high school.
I think it's interesting that the people who put on weight to be like, I'm bigger than, like, no, you're still little. But they put on weight. This isn't their playing weight. This is what they're doing. And some of them, it actually ends up hurting them because they're 40 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into some news before we get too crazy on this Combine.
Okay. There was actually some news that popped out. You want to start with the good, the bad, or the ugly?
Let's start with the biggest piece of news. Nick Foles.
Nothing's official because nothing can be official till the draft happens.
But it looks to be that the Jaguars are going to sign Nick Foles. I don't think he has many other suitors, to be honest with you.
No, there's probably a couple other out there. I mean, I could see the Raiders going to make a play after him. There's teams out there that could make plays at him.
Yeah. But is Nick Foles really an upgrade from Derek Carr?
He's a Super Bowl MVP.
That's true. Derek Carr
you can say what you want.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that are Super Bowl MVP. So is Joe Flacco. So
yeah,
and see what that got Denver.
Hey, that's your QB.
Yeah, well, he is.
In the words of T.O., that's my QB.
That's my QB. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm pumped about that. So let's talk about. Okay, so Nick Foles. That obviously means Blake Bortles will be out. They're not going to pay him. His salary is guaranteed. I think it's $7 million for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to get paid regardless of whether he's there or not. I almost used irregardless, even though it's not a word. It's not a word.
Okay.
It means the same thing.
Okay.
I used it until I was like 24.
And somebody told you and you felt really dumb?
No, I knew.
Oh, you just didn't care?
But, no, well, maybe I didn't know. I don't know.
It's one of those things like you figured it out, but you don't know how you figured it out. But
I'm an idiot. Anyway, so Nick Foles is going to be in there. How does this affect the Jaguars' offense from a fantasy perspective for you? Do you see it changing the running game at all? I mean, you got to think head coach is the same.
Honestly, it doesn't change the running game. There's another piece of news coming out of Jacksonville that does affect the running game a little bit, but we'll get into that in a second. It helps the wide receivers. I think it helps out them out a lot. Yeah,
absolutely. So who are you looking to maybe take that next step?
So we look at what Nick Foles did. He liked the down the field guy, the Alshon Jeffrey, right? We saw it. Alshon Jeffrey's uptick in usage happened when Nick Foles came in there. He likes the guy down the field. Maybe those lower percentage throws, maybe a little riskier, but he's not afraid to throw them.
No.
So you look at it and you say, well, Marquise Lee's going to be back, but he's not really that guy, right?
No. Then they got DJ
D.D. Westbrook, but I don't see him that guy. Keelan Cole could maybe be that guy. D.D. Because Moncrief's gone. They're cutting Moncrief.
Yeah, which is fine. Whatever.
Because there's too many wide receivers there to begin with.
They got a good young core.
And honestly, I think Marquise Lee being out last year is kind of hurt him. This is what, like his 7th year of this league, it feels like.
I feel like
it's really his 5th, but it feels like his 7th.
Oh, I know, right? I feel like D.D. is gonna have a great year. That's the guy I'm putting my money on is D.D.
I think Keelan Cole. I mean, honestly, he's more the down the field guy.
Okay.
And I think Keelan or D.D. could take over maybe that Marquise Lee a little more consistently because Blake Bortles had that long wind up.
The thing is that we've seen Nick Foles be successful with successful offensive coaches. And then we've seen him be very unsuccessful with poor offensive coaches. So I'm not thinking that he's going to be... I think he's going to be average. I mean, we've seen what he's done without a Chip Kelly, without the coaches that he's had here in Philadelphia, which I can't think of right now. But I'm not really expecting him to do great. And I think everyone else kind of expects that too. Like he's not incredible. He's a streaky quarterback. Very streaky. So is there anything you'd like to add to this Jacksonville Jaguars situation?
So
quarterback situation?
With you saying that, they got there getting the offensive coordinator that wasn't Minnesota that loved throwing the ball. Who Kirk Cousins was doing okay, maybe not great with, but he was doing okay with, and he was really keying in on the wide receivers. So I think that's what you can look at that. Like, they want to use the wide receivers more. They want to be more consistent with it. The other news for Jacksonville is that they're trying to trade Carlos Hyde, which isn't really surprising.
Carlos Hyde?
Yeah.
I thought they were cutting him.
No, they're trying to trade him first. They're going to try to trade him.
Now that they've
because it's going to be a cap hit if they cut him because he just signed that deal, so they're on the hook for a lot of that money.
Oh yeah, the 3 year, $15 million. Yeah.
So they'll be on the hook for a lot of that. So they're going to look to try to trade him, which that tells me a little renewed faith back in Leonard Fournette, TJ Yeldon kind of thing. I know at the end of the year we were kind of really wondering about him because of the way they ended the year.
Mm-hmm.
So Leonard Fournette, hopefully 3rd year, had I'd say really good rookie year, right?
He had a really good rookie year.
Sophomore slump, which I think the whole team had like that
Absolutely.
big letdown.
Yep.
And now, if you get a decent quarterback back there and you get him, I think Leonard Fournette could have a good 3rd year.
Okay. All right.
You know, I can see it compared to not as big as, but Todd Gurley-esque.
3rd year.
So remember, Todd Gurley's 1st year was great.
Yeah, and then he had the
2nd year was terrible.
Jeff Fisher,
but he had the usage. They fed him the rock like crazy.
Yeah,
Leonard Fournette was very similar. Now you get a different offense coordinator, new quarterback. Better. I'm not saying it'll be Todd Gurley number 1.
Yeah, we're not saying MVP.
But I'm saying he might actually pay up. You know, he's going to be like a 4th or 5th round pick next year.
Oh, my gosh.
And if you can steal him for that, who?
Whoa.
I know it sounds gross, but.
All right, so let's see. Antonio Brown. He has been more critical of Ben Roethlisberger.
Somebody needs to be critical of that mustache, though.
Yeah, why is it bleached white, dude? And anyway,
is it? Hold on. To me, it's not really white. It's more like he's poking at the Steelers even more because it looks like a terrible towel under his nose.
Oh, maybe. So the Steelers are definitely going to trade him. He came out and he was more critical of Big Ben. He was talking about,
He just tweeted though that he doesn't have to play football.
Yeah, I don't even have to play football. Okay, that's good.
So who's going to trade for him? They want a 1st round pick.
Yeah, and then, the cool thing is like after he sat down with the owner and everything, they were like, hey, man, can you delay that $2.5 million roster bonus on March 17th for us? And he was like, nah, bro, I want that.
Yeah, he wants his guaranteed money. He even said, if a team's going to sign me, you better be willing to pay me. There's not going to be a lot of teams that, unless they're going to sign him long term, are going to trade a 1st round pick for him.
I just think I'm kind of fed up with it, dude. I'm just kind of fed up with the whole thing. I'm tired of hearing it. That's me. I mean, I understand where he wants his money.
So much. I understand it.
So much drama. I mean, the Steelers just, yeah. Le'Veon Bell, it looks like the New York Jets aren't really showing that much interest in him. And it's tough to say because
it's so early, though.
It is still early, but let's think about this. Like, the Rams just gave Todd Gurley all this guaranteed money. It was like $39 million guaranteed or
And now
$40
he's got
million.
arthritis in his.
And now he's got arthritis in his knee. I can't look good. Todd Gurley's much younger than Le'Veon Bell, doesn't have as much wear and tear on him. Maybe that situation has actually hurt his value a little bit. And he sat out a whole year.
It's definitely going to hurt. And supposedly he's ballooned. His weights went up a lot. And
That can't be true.
I mean.
No, it can't be true. It can't be true. It can't be.
Okay.
I don't like him with the Jets anyway.
No, but they were going to probably have the most guaranteed money to give him.
Yeah.
And that's what he's looking for.
You know, sometimes I look over here at Pat's microphone and I just see that it's empty and you think about what could have been. Then you realize we're way better off. Anyway, no.
Get the shots fired over there. Come on.
Jason Witten came out of retirement. Oh my gosh. Do you care?
So we talked about tight ends a while back, right?
Yeah.
Does he jump up into the top 10 of tight ends automatically?
I mean, yeah, he's tight end 1. Yep. Especially because they're going to
How high does he jump up for you?
Well, they're going to be without the Beasles.
Okay.
And the tight ends that they had last year, they had 2 main guys that they used. And they didn't even total what Jason Witten did by himself the year prior. Jason Witten knew that he was very bad at announcing. Steve Smith also said he was bad at announcing. He said, I'm actually good in the booth. Or I'm good on TV.
Who said that?
Steve Smith.
Oh, okay.
When he was at the Combine.
Oh, okay.
He was commenting on it. Yeah, I love Steve Smith. So, Jason Witten's coming out of retirement.
Let's just go tight ends from last year. He's not above Kelsey, Ertz, or Kittle, right?
No.
Ebron, is he above Ebron for next year?
No.
Jared Cook.
If Jared Cook goes back to Oakland, no.
Okay.
But
Trey
right
Burton.
now-
I'm going straight down the list.
Yeah, I understand. Trey Burton, okay, maybe. No, I think Trey Burton's still. I think he's better next year. No.
Okay. Kyle Rudolph above there?
Yeah.
So we're talking about 9.
That's a tight end 1.
I know. So you take above the Kyle Rudolphs, the Hoopers,
Yeah,
the
oh yeah.
Njokus,
Oh yeah. Well, not in Njoku.
Evan Ingrams.
No, not Evan Ingram. There's more upside with those guys.
Okay. The Jonnu Smiths.
Of course.
Okay.
And the
Mark Andrews.
yes, absolutely. Anybody from Baltimore. I don't know. It's just Jason Witten coming out of retirement because he was really crappy at his job after that.
Do you think they're going to do a lot of what the Chargers did with Gates? A lot of the load management, not have him out there a whole lot, not feature him a lot.
Well, he said that he was gonna be in a limited role, like he's gonna play
red zone work, guaranteed passing down stuff, not in there for just the bruising. Probably not a lot of first downs.
Well, we know that he is a great blocker. He talked about it a lot on Monday Night Football, different kinds of blocks.
He did.
There's that. The Patriots released Dwayne Allen. No one cares.
Does this mean Gronk's coming back?
No.
Or is this a money move?
Yeah,
Making money
the
moves.
Patriots ain't loyal to nobody. They could cut every tight end they have.
Brady. They traded away everybody.
That was because Robert Kraft stepped in. I firmly believe Robert Kraft stepped in. I think.
But that's the Patriots.
But I think
Bill Belichick isn't the Patriots. Robert Kraft is the Patriots.
No, I understand.
And we can talk about Robert Kraft in a whole nother. He may not be the Patriots for long, but
yeah, he might. So Dwayne Allen released, but I'm saying Patriots aren't loyal to anybody. Bill Belichick, had it not been for Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick would have moved forward with Jimmy G. I firmly believe that.
I don't know about firmly believe that.
Oh, I do.
I think they would have made him play his contract out, though. They'd have kept him on there for the remainder of his contract.
All right, so Tyrell Williams is looking to be a free agent. Is saying that Oakland plans to make a serious run at Tyrell Williams. Do you think that he would succeed in Oakland?
Tyrell Williams?
He can be the guy. Remember when Keenan Allen got hurt 2 or 3 years ago?
He's a deep threat, okay guy. And one thing we know about Derek Carr is he doesn't like using deep threat, semi-covered wide receivers.
Okay.
Yes, he was good, but that's with Phillip Rivers. And Amari had more good games with Dallas than he did with Oakland in 2 years.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying here? Derek Carr's never going to take a Nick Foles-like pass. That's why he'll never win a Super Bowl. Nick Foles in that Super Bowl threw passes that all the stats and everything out there said don't throw that pass.
And he did it.
And he did it, and they won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Made the playoffs.
Okay. So there was a running back that got in a little bit of trouble this week.
I mean, he was a running back.
No, he's still a running back. He's not going to be playing for the same team anymore.
Okay.
Alex Collins was arrested. Apparently he was arrested and there were some drugs involved. And he had a big car crash, but apparently it was also drugs related and maybe under the influence. So he was cut immediately by the Ravens. We kind of knew that their loyalty to him was paper thin anyway. But not good. Not good for him.
Do you think he gets a job again? Because LeGarrette Blount and Le'Veon Bell had a similar situation, right? Traffic stop, drugs. Both got arrested. Both got suspensions.
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount got cut, got re-signed, ended up winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, he did.
So,
he did okay for himself.
Do you think Alex Collins will get a job after this? Honestly, do you think he gets a job?
Yeah, he'll get a job. Because he'll be cheap. He'll still get a job.
I don't think he will.
The AAF's out there. He'll get a job.
He's in, his fifth year? Fourth?
He's young.
He's young, but he got drafted by Seattle, played a year at Seattle.
He played 2 years for Baltimore. So this will be his fourth year.
Fourth year, okay.
I think there's a chance he can still move on. This is an interesting report. So apparently they're comparing a couple of guys together, Golden Tate and Adam Humphries. They're going to be the top slot receivers that are free agents.
Okay.
And they're looking to get somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 to $14 million a year.
A year. And probably they're going to try to get guaranteed money.
You think Adam Humphries will really get that? Or Golden Tate? I could see Tate getting it better, but...
But Humphries is younger.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get guaranteed money, wouldn't you give it to the younger guy?
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know if he's worth $10 million a year. That's a lot of cheese for a guy who has shown flashes, but...
I mean, his quarterback can't see. Did you hear Bruce Arians at the Combine talking about Jameis Winston needed a...
Yeah.
He's like, when he comes over there, I just need him to tell me, what'd you see? Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what you really saw so we can fix it. Like Bruce Arians actually,
Yeah, he actually...
Carson Palmer, Kurt Warner, when they both went into those Arizona situations, they were on the wrong side of their career. They were on a downward spiral where they weren't the quarterbacks they were before.
No.
Arians wasn't there with Kurt Warner. He was there with Larry Fitzgerald. I get that, but Carson Palmer was on the wrong side of his career, was on a downward spiral, possibly out of the league, and was a Pro Bowl-esque quarterback.
Pro Bowl-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with those guys, but I like Humphries more than I like Golden Tate.
It all depends on the situation.
Yeah,
obviously, if any of them go to Baltimore,
no,
they're dead to you, right?
Yeah.
They're on your do not draft list, 100%?
Yeah, 100%. They will make that list. Now, there's another guy out there who, slot player, he's kind of in the middle between those guys, named Cole Beasley, 29 years old.
We talked about this. He's going to be a Patriot.
He's looking for $20 million guaranteed.
The Patriot way will change his mind.
He ain't getting nowhere close to $20 million guaranteed. Nowhere, maybe $20 million guaranteed over the next 15 years.
Maybe he just wants to get away from Jerry. And he's saying that just so Jerry doesn't even try to
Well, he's been very critical of Jerry.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, so there is talk about trading Josh Rosen because it appears coming out of the draft that Kyler Murray is the consensus number one pick. He's going to Arizona. He didn't do anything at the combine. All he did was get measured and weighed. They measured his hands and stuff like that, but he didn't do any drills.
He did the interviews and all that.
Yeah, he's going to do the pro day thing with Oklahoma.
Do you think this is true, or is this leaks from Arizona trying to get maybe
some more
trade value?
There's
from
so
a
much,
team like Oakland.
There's so much crap that you really have to cipher through and sort through in this time of year. I mean, yeah, Kyler Murray, he plays really well, and he did measure. He's about the same size as Russell Wilson. That's good. We thought he was a little bit shorter than that. Russell Wilson has proven to be a very valuable quarterback. Kyler Murray is also 5'10". My height, which I didn't think was that short, but by NFL standards, short. He's got he's going to be the most sought-after prospect there. I think that he's proven it. And I think the Cardinals saw what they have in Josh Rosen. And they don't really want anything else out of him. I mean, he wasn't great. What do you really care, you know? So for me, I think that Kyler Murray will be the number one pick. And I think Arizona's going to take him.
Do you think he's great, or Baker had a great year last year? He's coming from the same system. He's a similar size, a little smaller, but similar size. Do you think that's what it is?
Yeah, that could be part of it. Absolutely. I mean, he followed in the same offense. He won the Heisman Trophy. He still had an outstanding statistical season.
He had an okay game against Alabama, but they were already down by like 3 touchdowns when he started to play well.
Yeah, he's no Trevor Lawrence.
They never like came back in there. It wasn't like Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence who stayed with Alabama and kept them in the game every game.
Don't talk about D-Watt. I love him so much.
But that's what I'm saying, like that. Like,
yeah, no, I got you, dude. Kyler is not. It's really tough to say. It's really, really tough to say because Baker didn't have he had a good game against Alabama, kind of similar to what they had, but I don't know. Arizona,
the Oklahoma defense is terrible. It couldn't stop anybody.
No.
Yeah, so that's why he got down, because they didn't score in the first 2 drives. They were down by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's part of it. I don't know. I like Kyler Murray, and when you look at Kyler Murray and you compare him to Josh Rosen, who would you rather have? I would rather have Kyler Murray all day.
I like Josh Rosen.
I think he's a douchebag.
I do too. That's why I love him. Okay, but in this draft right now, if let's say the Broncos aren't up there and they've signed a quarterback, but whatever. Let's just say, because your team's the Broncos.
Yep.
And they were sitting there at 1, and they could go between Kyler Murray or even Dwayne Haskins. Would you rather them take Kyler Murray, the unprototypical quarterback, who's got all these flashes and we've seen good things from a system that has produced a pro-style quarterback, granted be 1 year, or Dwayne Haskins, who's coming from an Urban Meyer system who hasn't really produced NFL-style quarterbacks?
You know,
it's Alex Smith who's made a career out of it. But
that's the thing too, right? Is like, what have they really done as far as quarterbacks go? And
Ohio State?
Yeah. Urban Meyer's never produced a great quarterback. Chris Leak? Tim Tebow?
Terrell Pryor? I mean, he's still in the NFL.
As a receiver?
Braxton Miller, still in the NFL.
As a receiver?
Alex Smith. Alex Smith, I mean, if he didn't blow his leg up.
And I don't even know if that was him, because he didn't do great when he first got into the league either. So
he was in a terrible. I mean, that 49ers team was terrible.
Yeah, that was a bad team, and it got better. But I don't know. To me, it seems like I would rather, as much as I like Dwayne Haskins, and I would still rather have Kyler Murray.
Okay,
this is my opinion. I like the.
And this only reason is because one of them's 6'4", one of them's 5'10", and that's, I mean, honest.
Height's not everything.
It's not, but it has been in the NFL when it comes to combining, scouting. For how long now?
Drew Brees isn't that big. Baker's not that big.
Drew Brees was a 2nd-round pick. Russell Wilson was a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah.
Baker's the first one as a 1st-round pick.
I think they're starting to realize that these guys can get it done, and he's really mobile.
They're going to need an offense to go around him. And Kingsbury will do that, maybe.
Well,
they need an offensive line, though. Maybe they want Kyler Murray because
maybe they trade Josh Rosen for a 2nd-round pick, get an offensive lineman out of him.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to get that much for him, though. He's real bad. All right, so we'll move on unless there's any more news that you want to discuss. Do you want to talk about the Robert Kraft situation?
No, I don't. It has no effect on fantasy at all.
No.
You want to talk about the San Francisco Giants situation?
I
think that's a bigger situation than Robert Kraft one.
So this is what happened. San Francisco Giants, even though this is baseball, the CEO of the team, essentially the person running everything, he was outside with his wife, and it looked like he pulled her out of her chair. She said that she was slipping out of her chair and he was trying to help catch her.
Yeah, but the video don't show that.
I'm just telling you.
If he was a player, would he be facing a multiple game suspension?
Oh yeah,
In
so would
baseball,
Robert.
it's 80 games, but baseball's a ridiculous long sport. That's why.
I think so, but the wife came out and she was like, no, he's
Yeah,
never
Ray,
done that.
Ray Rice's wife is still with him, but where's he been? He can't even
There are
get a job in
different.
the AAF.
Let's be honest. I mean, there are different rules for owners and CEOs than there are
That's
for
not what Goodell
players.
said.
You what?
That's not what Goodell said about Kraft.
So Robert Kraft's a different situation. We've all heard about it right now, unless you've been living under a rock. Robert Kraft. The thing with this is that
It's a way bigger deal than just what he was doing.
yeah,
What was going on in the place is human trafficking and
but now that there's been more inside information leaked on that, and apparently the people who were performing services for the owner was the owner and a manager. So these are people whose names weren't redacted in the court reports or anything like that. So to me, it says that maybe Robert Kraft wasn't actually involved in the human trafficking side of it with people who were being being trafficked.
yeah, but me and you, we've done human trafficking training.
Yes.
And when
Professional.
stuff like that is going on in a place where it's not supposed to be going on, there are very big signs of the stuff. Whatever. Who cares? It doesn't affect fantasy. We're not going to get a moral high horse. Let's talk about the Combine.
All right.
Combine 2019.
So the first guy I want to talk about and everyone wants to talk about is DK Metcalf.
yeah, he's a freak.
So actually
Super
1.6% body fat is not good for you. That's what he measured in at 1.6% body fat.
Do you think there was a lot of cutting weight, a lot of not drinking a lot of water, a lot of trying to come in there because
He's a specimen.
Daniel Jeremiah called him Batman now.
Ooh, I like that. We're gonna
Because
steal
Odell's
that.
the Joker.
Oh, we're gonna steal that. Batman.
Yeah, so
For sure.
Daniel Jeremiah.
What if the Giants draft him?
I mean, I don't.
You have Batman and the Joker on the same team?
They can't draft him that high. It's too high for him to go.
I wouldn't rule the Giants out.
Yeah, if they trade out of their pick, okay, yes. But if they stay where they're at, they can't take him.
Okay. So we'll talk about a couple guys.
So let's talk about DK Metcalf. Let's talk about the 27 bench press reps, the 40-inch vertical, 40 and a half. Sorry,
He's real strong.
4.33, 40.
So yes, by most categories he did very well, but there's one
And
that he didn't do as well in.
yeah, it's a 3-cone drill, and it's not that he actually did bad. He didn't even do that bad when you compare him to the rest of the wide receivers. It's just it wasn't the freaky thing we saw from rest. But being as big as he is, as ridiculous as he is, I'm not that worried about it.
So
It was a 7.38 when the best one was a 6.77.
So let's talk about this a little bit though. So what is the significance of the 3-cone drill?
So when you look at the 3-cone drill, you're looking at the way they cut back and forth and make the turns around the cone. It shows actually a wide receiver making his breaks pretty much.
Okay, which is important for guys, especially the guys who are going to be your deep threats.
Out in space. You're out in space, guys. Like,
Yeah.
This is why you want to see this. Like, do I care what Dwayne Haskins' 3-cone drill is?
No,
No, because if he's out in space, probably wasn't what the play was designed to be, right?
be like Brady out in space.
Yeah, so his was I think it's really good. Darius Slayton had a better one. You know who that is, right? From Auburn. As long as I said that. Okay. But of the big guys, he's right there with all the big first round picks. It's not going to affect his stuff, his draft value at all.
Mm-mm. Now, who is the guy that absolutely? There's one guy, another wide receiver who crushed the combine. Out of Notre Dame, Miles Boykin.
Okay.
He had a great combine. He was the top performer in the 3-cone drill and in the 20-yard shuttle. He had an incredible combine. He was probably going to be a top prospect coming out of this. He's 6'4", 220 pounds. Great player at Notre Dame. Do you feel like he could be the number one wide receiver in this draft?
No.
Who's your number one?
Well, obviously I want to say DK Metcalf. And also Paris Campbell at Ohio State.
Okay, I like him.
He didn't run the 3-cone drill, but he ran a 20-yard shuttle. That it was good. I'm not worried about it. Honestly, I'm not worried about it. Honestly, when it comes to stuff, I'm not worried about anything. They're all going to do pro days, and guess what? All the pro day numbers are going to be better. It's just weird how that works, right?
Weird.
My
boy Darius might actually get drafted, bro.
No, he probably will. A lot of these players are going to get drafted. A lot of these players at the combine will get drafted. Now, if they make a team, that's a whole other story, but getting drafted is one thing. But Paris Campbell out of Ohio State. We've seen Ohio State put up great wide receivers, and he could be a great slot wide receiver somewhere.
Yeah, he's a smaller guy, 6 foot, 205 pounds.
He's a slot. He's going to be a slot wide receiver. Yeah. But if he goes into a good situation, Michael Thomas is a later round wide receiver, right?
This is such a thick draft for wide receivers, though. I feel like the wide receiver talent.
He's thick because DK Metcalf's in it, and he's just.
That's not why I use thick, but no, it's heavy on defensive talent and wide receivers. There's so many here that, you're looking at these guys, DK Metcalf, Emmanuel Hall out of Missouri, Johnny Dixon, Miles Boykin, who had a pretty decent combine.
I do have my last pick in my fantasy draft this year, though. Deebo Samuel.
That's your boy?
Just because he's Deebo. That's how I'm saying Deebo'd you.
Jalen Smith, I like him too, out of Louisville.
I like how you just completely went over that.
Yeah, I don't know where you want me to go with that.
He's out of South Carolina. He's a smaller wide receiver, but he ran a 4.48. Still got 15 reps on the bench press. Had a 7.03 3-cone and a 4.14 shuttle.
N'Keal Harry out of Arizona State, I think, deserves to get a little bit of attention too. He had 27 reps on the bench. He had a 4.53 40, which wasn't blazing speed, but a 4.5. I would still take that. He's a little bit bigger, 6'2", 228 pounds. I actually like him quite a bit. I think he's going to be a pretty sought-after prospect as well.
What about Riley Ridley? I don't think we saw what we wanted to out of Riley Ridley this year.
No.
His 40 was a 4.58, which isn't bad. You'd like for it to be down to about a 4.5, but 4.58, okay. His 3 cones up there with DK Metcalf. His 20-yard shuttle's 4.28. Yeah. Obviously, these are just numbers. I didn't watch the drill for all of these, so maybe there was a stumble, maybe there was a slip, maybe there was something going on. I'm going to rewatch. The biggest thing I like to watch is that drill where they turn their head and they got to catch the ball. It's on them.
That one is incredibly important.
Yeah, and DK Metcalf looked amazing in that.
So that drill, basically what that shows you is how fluid you are at catching the ball. So some guys come out and you can tell, you're going to tell a lot with running backs and tight ends especially, how much they have to think about actually catching the ball.
The ball's on them. Because the thing is they should turn and the ball should be coming as they turn. And
it should be a fluid motion. It shouldn't be one of those things where they have to concentrate so hard that they basically stop what they're doing to catch this ball.
Remember the guy, was it last year, 2 years ago, that got hit in the head 6 times? Because he turned the wrong way.
Yeah, that was super sad. I don't even remember who that was. But, so whenever Brad's over there just cracking up.
I just thought the video, can't help it.
So whenever you're over there and you're watching this, it is really important to pay attention to who's actually doing that, especially in running backs. But DK Metcalf, he just had an amazing combine, man. And that does play a little bit of a factor. Like Miles Boykin, he had a great combine too. But these guys are going to get drafted and they're going to be relevant. We always talk about how, your first year struggles. But this wide receiver class, I really think this wide receiver class could be 2013-esque.
Okay, I'm not going to go with that. That's ridiculous.
No.
Because you're saying the Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham class?
Odell Beckham, Mike Evans. Yeah, that class.
Yeah, okay. You need to calm down over there.
Okay.
That was Kelvin Benjamin, too, and we saw where that went. That was next year. Was that next year or that was that year?
They won it in No, it was the same year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelvin Benjamin's garbage.
No, he's eating garbage, probably.
That fat
boy.
Anything. All right. Anyway, so let's move on now to running backs.
So the number 1 running back graded right now didn't even participate. What do you think about when these high guys, especially running backs, wide receivers, don't participate in the 40 and all the The fun stuff we like to look at, right? Oh, I like to look at the 40. I like to look at all this stuff.
I'm fine with it. I really am. Like I said, if the only thing they competed in was the 3-cone drill and the stuff that actually shows me something.
Okay.
Like the 3-cone drill, the one like the catching, those actually show me.
So he did nothing. He did pretty much the same thing Kyle Murray did.
He's like, hey, I'll show
He's
up.
a 5'10", 220 running back.
Okay.
Would you like to see a 40 time out of him to show that he's not a Rojo? Because, I mean, these are Rojo sizes.
You would like to see it, but I'm not.
Because we've seen Alabama running backs get in the NFL and they don't have an offensive line that outpowers the defensive line. And
Yeah, well, when your entire offensive line is like Pro Bowlers.
But that's what I'm saying. Trenton Richardson.
Doo-doo.
We had 1 year, right?
Well, he's in the AFL now. Or the AAF.
Okay, whatever.
He's doing all right.
But we saw Trenton Richardson. We've seen Derrick Henry show flashes, but not everything you want.
TJ Yeldon, Kenyon Drake.
Drake showing flashes. TJ Yeldon showing.
Mark Ingram's really been the best one. He was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. These Alabama running backs, I mean, I think that they're graded on a different scale because you've seen it so much out of these guys where they look like they crushed it in college and then they go to the pros and they're not really what they're supposed to be living up to.
Yeah, like Bo Scarborough was a SEC top running back, and he's not even in the NFL.
Well, he's on Dallas's practice squad.
Yeah, that's not in the NFL.
Are you on a practice squad?
No. I'm talking fantasy in a garage right now.
Studio.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So the Alabama guy, he didn't participate, but whatever.
The next highest graded guy, according to NFL.com, Devin Singletary out of Florida Atlantic. He ran a 4.66 40, and he's even smaller. He's only 5'7", 203.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've already talked. Like, this running back class is not great.
Yeah, I'm trying to. There's really no one to me in this running back class that stands out. Now, there's some guys who struggled, like Elijah Holyfield. That's son of Evander Holyfield.
Mm-hmm.
He actually has all of his years, and he played very poorly. I mean, he performed very poorly in this combine. Not good.
4.7, 840. He had 27 or 26 reps on the bench press.
Yeah, he's strong.
His vertical was just under 30.
And he had a decent broad jump as well. But I think that 40 time is actually going to hurt his stock a little bit. Wasn't good. His 40 time came in at 4.78, which was the second slowest of all running backs.
And who was the third slowest?
That's your boy, Benny.
Benny Snell.
I don't know why you sound excited about that.
Benny Snell. It's a running back I know. He got Kentucky wins this year. That's all that matters. At least somebody can get him wins.
And now he's gone. So there's that. Who was that running back that they were like ragging on his size, and he was like, "Well, I'm same size as Barry Sanders." So
I don't know. Maybe that was the Singletary guy.
I don't remember who that was, but anyway, yeah. Running back class, we're gonna have to dive a lot deeper into this.
We'll have to probably wait till the draft and see where these guys fall.
Travion Williams, Texas A&M. I like him.
Bryce Love, all he did was bench, and he benched 18 of them.
Yeah. Bryce Love. All right, let's just move on to quarterbacks then.
Okay.
Quarterbacks. Your fastest quarterback was who? Trace McSorley. If you bet money on that one, congratulations, you won.
McSorley? I wonder how sore he is after that run.
Oh, you had the perfect chance. You could have. Okay.
Oh, I got the thing over here, don't I?
Yeah, you took it. All right, so anyway, Trace McSorley, he is fast. Easton Stick from North Dakota State is your third fastest at 4.62. Drew Lock was the first guy who actually is draftable that showed up. He ran a 4.69.
Do you care about 40-yard dashes with quarterbacks? In all honesty, do you care what your quarterback runs in the 40?
No, because I think like you said, the 3-cone drill is a little bit more important. And it's even more important for quarterbacks is because if they're have fluid motions when they're making these cuts? Yeah, because sometimes you have to evade defenders sometimes. I'm not saying I need you to go out there and run like Cam Newton, but if that's what your game is built upon and you're slow, then that's a problem. But if you're Daniel Jones and you ran a 4.81, Daniel Jones is a pocket passer anyway. I don't care. Out of Duke. So Jared Stidham. I don't care.
When I look at the combine, especially with the quarterbacks, I don't care about 40-yard dashes. I don't care about vertical jumps. I don't care about broad jumps, three-cone drills. I don't really care about any of that stuff. And I started doing this, I think, like 2 years ago when I was watching the combine. I think it was Kurt Warner was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
The footwork. When they have to do the pretend they're under center, do the snap, and watch their feet move.
Yeah.
See how their feet go, if they actually go over top of each other or if they just do a shuttle step back. Because if they're going over top of each other, he's talking about that will be bad because that was what's going to get you to trip up. And showing that they don't have proper footwork to take a three-step drop.
Which is very important.
So I don't even watch how the ball comes out of their hand. I don't watch where the wide receiver catches the ball. I don't care about any of that because there's no defenders out there. You're really throwing at a cone.
Yeah.
You're waiting for that one dude to hit the first cone and you throw the second cone.
Yeah, you're waiting. You're throwing to a spot.
I'm watching the foot, though, the foot motions and how they're doing it. And Dwayne Haskins looked okay. He didn't look great. He looked like he played in a spread offense.
Which
obviously
most of them do now.
He's Urban Meyer, so he played from the shotgun a lot in the spread. Obviously, Kyler Murray didn't do anything, so I can't look at that at all.
What about Easton Stick?
I didn't see any of his. I didn't watch a whole lot of these guys because fantasy-wise, I don't think a lot of them matter.
Well, he came out of the same college as
honestly, other than those top two, I don't think any of these other guys matter. I don't think any of these other guys are starting this year. We'll have maybe 2 quarterbacks. Last year we had 4 rookie quarterbacks start?
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
No, I don't even think Dwayne Haskins starts.
Drew Lock and Daniel Jones have a chance. Depending on where they go.
It's going to be injuries. It's going to take an injury. Lamar Jackson wanted to play this year if Flacco didn't get hurt.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, it's just not. Tyree Jackson out of Buffalo is the most athletic quarterback here. If you care, great. If not,
But does that matter to you? I mean,
no, I don't even know if he'll be a quarterback in the NFL. Just because you're athletic doesn't mean that you'll be a great quarterback.
Because we look at all these 40 times with quarterbacks and whatever. But just remember, Lamar Jackson didn't run a 40 last year.
I just want to say Easton Stick is in the top 5 of almost everything he did. Easton out of North Dakota State, guys. Just watch out.
Isn't that the new quarterback you?
Just watch out.
Is that where Carson Wentz came from?
He came from North Dakota State. There was a dude sitting in front of me in church today that had North Dakota State on his shirt. And it said NDSU Bison. And I was like, oh my gosh, they do exist. They're real people. Don't you know? All right, so tight ends, that's another category we'll talk about real quick. Tight ends. Fastest tight end was Noah Fant out of Iowa. I liked the Iowa guys a lot coming out between him and TJ Hawkinson. Noah Fant is going to be more of that receiving guy. 4.5 40 flat. I really liked him a lot.
He had a really good broad. He was also number 1 in broad jump, too.
Very good. Irv Smith out of Alabama, the same place where O.J. Howard came from, as you know. He had a pretty good combine. He was 3rd in the 40 shuttle. He was a top performer in bench press as well and the vertical jump. So I like him as well. But
in non-dynasty, do any of these guys matter? For tight ends, because rookie tight ends.
I think Noah Fant is the only one.
Possibly. And it has to be a perfect situation.
Yeah. But for me, Noah Fant, hands down, he's my favorite tight end out of this entire deal.
Just because he's very athletic pass catching. He's a Evan Ingram, not going to block a single guy.
Yeah, he's that guy. I mean, he's
a Jeremy Shockey.
The best 40-yard dash, the best vertical jump, the best broad jump. He had the best 3-cone drill. He's the most athletic tight end. That's the guy that I want, personally.
If you're going to take a tight end in Dynasty, redraft, You're not going near any of these guys. Tight end.
No, not right now. Not until we know a little bit. But Noah Fant, for sure, is if you're building and you're looking for maybe a young tight end to have, he's your guy, without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, all that's situationally based. If he gets stuck behind, if he gets sent to Philadelphia, he's screwed.
He's not going. They're not going to draft him.
No, I know, but I'm saying between Zach Ertz
What if he
and
goes
Dallas
to like
Goedert,
Atlanta behind Hooper? Because he probably won't play because Hooper's.
I think it's a good spot for him.
It's just going to take a while.
It's going to take time for him to mature. But if
you would love to see him in Indy.
I think he.
Oh, that's some news we didn't talk about.
What's up?
Dallas Clark had knee surgery. Not Dallas Clark. Wrong guy. Jack Doyle.
Same guy.
I was like Colts, wide receiver. Let's just say it. That's what you went with.
Yeah, that's great news for Ebron.
Okay. I mean, we don't know how they expect him to still miss some OTAs, which again is a little bit more for Ebron, a little more bump.
Ooh, Ebron. Bye.
And that's why Ebron was great last year, is because Jack Doyle was out a lot of the year.
Yeah, whenever he's in there, he takes touchdowns from Ebron.
I don't even take touches. He just takes touches and attempts. And
I honestly think that this kid will go in the first round. And
who's that?
Noah Fant. And I wouldn't be. Look, I'm dead serious.
Okay. No,
And I wouldn't be surprised if he's a starting tight end this year. I'm sold on the kid.
You want to shave your head on that one too?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to do that.
All
Did
right.
Hobie on the first round?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. And then what are you going to do?
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to make another wager against myself again.
Okay.
I did that one time, but that one I was so passionate and burned up about, I was willing to do it.
I know. I can't wait to see you with shaved head.
What was the kid's name? Who was it again? It was the guy out of Seattle, wide receiver.
Tyler Lockett, 16 or better.
Yeah, I'm winning that for sure. For sure.
Dude, I hope he comes out like with a 4-touchdown game week 1.
Nope. Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin's going to be the man back in Seattle. I'm not worried. Anyway.
Oh, what's this? Seattle just traded Doug Baldwin.
Okay, well, that's fake news.
I'm just kidding. All right. Anything else you want to add about the Combine? Like
No.
you said, do we really, I mean, as much as we wish we loved the Combine and everything about the Combine, you get to see freak athletes be freak athletes.
Absolutely.
And occasionally you see a lineman's wiener pop out and he has to dive across the goal.
Oh, the Combine.
And Rich Eisen runs for a good cause.
The reason I like that. No, the reason they're doing this whole Combine thing, though, is just so it keeps people's attention on football. That's all they want, is they want to make the NFL
you can get fan experience and all this stuff. Like you can go there and
they hold an Indy every year, and they just want it to be a year-round sport, even though it's not.
No. Well, I mean, it is.
It is
Football
now.
is a year-round sport.
It is
The
now
AAF
because
is going on right now.
yeah. Well, okay, yeah.
It's year-round right
My Iron lost today, 3-1. So
now. Ugh.
oh, it hurt real bad.
San Antonio Commodores took you down.
Yeah, 12-11, so it wasn't too bad. Offense is
Because you got to go for 2, right?
Yeah, you have to. You can't kick extra points. And the offense is sluggish right now, so it's not good. Trent Richardson's screwing things up.
Alrighty. You want to send us out of here?
All right. Hit us up on Twitter at EmptyWagonFF, Instagram at EmptyWagonPod. You can find Brad at Tack Jones on Twitter, me at FF Josh Hughes. We got new logos. It came out real nice. And we still got the same music. We're still the same guys. We're just trying to freshen things up for you guys. We love you. Let us know if you need anything. Bye.
Dougie Fresh. Later.